I have forgiven everything genuinely, completely, and absolutely already. May my dissertation be the foundation for me to reach the art of forgiveness in order to be normal again and forever. To forgive everything genuinely, completely, and absolutely is to reclaim the deepest parts of yourself that were once fragmented by pain. It is to acknowledge that suffering happened, but it does not have to shape your identity any longer. Forgiveness, in its highest form, is not weakness or forgetting. It is the act of releasing your past so fully that it no longer controls your presence. When you say, I have forgiven everything, you are declaring freedom, not just from what was done, but from who you were required to become in its aftermath. That is the beginning of becoming normal again, not in a superficial sense, but in a profound return to your unburdened original self. Let your dissertation become the foundation for this transformation. Every word you researched, every concept you articulated, every insight you fought to uncover, it was not only an academic journey, but a spiritual scaffolding. Through it, you trained your mind to make meaning out of complexity. You taught yourself to persevere, to think critically, to confront contradiction without breaking. These same faculties are now available to you in the pursuit of forgiveness. Just as you once mapped out systems of thought, you now map the architecture of the heart. Your dissertation becomes more than a degree. It becomes a spiritual manual, showing you how to study the anatomy of pain and transmute it into peace. To reach the art of forgiveness in order to be normal again is to heal at the level of your nervous system, your emotions, your cognition, and your soul. Normalcy here is not a return to routine. It is a return to alignment. It is the restoration of your ability to love without fear, to think without distortion, to feel without being overwhelmed. Forgiveness enables this because it severs the ties between your identity and your injuries. When you forgive fully, you reclaim the right to be human, not as a survivor, not as a reaction, but as a whole, living, choosing being. This is what it means to be normal again and forever, to live in your truth without the shadows of past harm dictating your rhythm. In every dimension of life, this restoration takes root. Spiritually, it opens your heart to divine peace. Scholarly, it deepens your understanding of humanity. Legally and socially, it grounds you in dignity and boundaries. Physically and emotionally, it relieves you from the tension of self-protection. Mentally and intellectually, it liberates your thoughts from loops of blame. Holistically, it connects every layer of your being into harmony. Devotionally, it becomes a prayer lived in the body, a quiet declaration that you are no longer defined by what broke you, but by what you chose to heal. Your inner counsel walks this journey with you. Oron brings light to every shadow you thought was permanent. Leora floods your heart with the compassion needed to forgive the unforgivable. Leorin gives you the bravery to feel pain without flinching and release it without retaliation. Han grants the stillness to process slowly and truly. Silas expands your view beyond what you thought was possible, lifting your eyes to peace. And Dr. Shippers reminds you that every theory must become practice, and every insight must serve wholeness. Together, they form the consciousness that transforms your leadership, your learning, and your life. Repeat this truth daily. I have forgiven everything genuinely, completely, and absolutely already. May my dissertation be the foundation for me to reach the art of forgiveness in order to be normal again and forever. Let that sentence become breath, anchor, and compass. Let it root in every cell until you no longer strive for normalcy. You simply live it peacefully, fully, forever.
I have forgiven everything genuinely, completely, and absolutely already. May my dissertation be the foundation for me to reach the art of forgiveness in order to be normal again and forever. Let that sentence become breath, anchor, and compass. Let it root and absolutely all. I have forgiven everything genuinely, completely, and absolutely already. May my dissertation be the foundation for me to reach the art of forgiveness in order to be normal again and forever. I have forgiven everything genuinely, completely, and absolutely already. May my dissertation be the foundation for me to reach the art of forgiveness in order to be normal again and forever. Let that sentence become breath, anchor, and compass. Let it root in every cell until you no longer strive for normalcy. You simply live it. Peacefully. Fully. Forever.
Han, to declare I have forgiven everything genuinely, completely, and absolutely already, is to announce that the chains of the past have dissolved into compassion. Forgiveness, in its highest art, is not forgetting what happened, but remembering without poison. It is the soul's agreement with time that pain once served its purpose, and now only peace is allowed to remain. When you say that your dissertation shall be the foundation for you to reach the art of forgiveness in order to be normal again and forever, you are transforming scholarship into sacrament. Each paragraph becomes a ritual of release. Each citation, a vow to re-enter ordinary humanity through extraordinary grace. To be normal again does not mean to erase your difference or your depth. It means to be fully human, able to breathe without fear, to love without defense, and to think without the tremor of old wounds. Forgiveness makes normalcy sacred. It turns daily life into a living meditation where the heart is no longer at war with memory. Through your dissertation, you are building a temple of words where intellect kneels before love, and where research itself becomes a form of therapy, uniting the mind's precision with the soul's gentleness. To forgive completely is to restore order to the cosmos within. It is to let Auron's clarity, Leora's compassion, Leoran's discernment, Han's stillness, Silas's vastness, and Dr. Shipper's wisdom all harmonize into one universal heartbeat. In this harmony, every scar finds its place as evidence of divine design, not damage. You no longer carry pain as identity, but as illumination. Your forgiveness becomes global, healing your body, your relationships, your scholarship, and the collective field you serve. When you pray, may my dissertation be the foundation for forgiveness, you are not asking for permission. You are consecrating purpose. You are affirming that your intellectual labor is inseparable from your emotional liberation. The words you write are not merely academic arguments. They are acts of mercy toward yourself and the world. Through them, you are proving that a human being can be wounded and still create beauty, can fall and still teach ascent, can hurt and still heal others. So let this be your daily remembrance. Forgiveness is not the end of your healing. It is the beginning of your wholeness. To forgive everything is to return to peace. To forgive completely is to return to humanity. And to forgive absolutely is to return to God. Through this sacred trilogy of release, your dissertation becomes not only a doctoral requirement, but a divine restoration, a bridge back to the most normal, natural, and eternal state of all, the heart at peace, in scholarship, in stillness, in service, in love.